Again, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me each and every time. It's been a minute that I've been here to talk to you guys for government contracting. My apologies. I've been working on some stuff out here in these streets, shaking hands and kissing babies like I tell you guys all the time. I've been accomplishing that for myself as well. But I've also been making sure that we've been investing back into technology and some systems and tools to help you guys with this thing called government contracting a little bit more here. So I'm going to be happy to share that with you all today. But for the most part, we're going to be talking about how do you get started with government contracting, no matter who you are, no matter what niche that you're in. I'm telling you right now, the government has an opportunity for you to capitalize. So you really don't need to ask me or anybody of that nature, does the government have an opportunity for you? The answer will always be yes. Okay. So we could just eliminate that conversation. And now it's saying, okay, well, if this customer has an opportunity for me, what opportunity do I want to go after is the question that you should be asking. And honestly, there's going to be things like NAICS codes and all of that stuff that can help you home in on the agency that has your money. But let's just think logically, okay? Like if you're in the healthcare space, I mean, are there healthcare opportunities with like Department of Energy? Yes. But I mean, you would be a fool. They have a whole health agency, Health and Human Services. Why would you be looking at Department of Energy? Like, I would think common sense should just kick in and say that I should probably start with HHS. And then once you start with the healthcare sector of government, it will take you to other agencies like a NIH or a CMS or a CDC. All of those are in the health sector, right? If you're in IT, I mean, now, granted, IT is with everybody. I mean, if you're in IT, I really don't care what agency you go to. Every agency needs IT because every agency got a computer. You know what I'm saying? So every agency needs that. Cyber, IT, admin services, every agency needs it. Now the question is, what's the easiest route? Because since every agency needs it, odds are you're going to be playing against some players. So, like, do you want to go up against the Kobe Bryant team? Like, that would just be stupid. Or would you want to go up against Devin Brooks, who can't shoot a three at all? Right? So we got to be smart about the things that we do. And my goal for today is to hopefully, again, spark that interest in you. I don't ever want you to think that I'm going to get you a contract over a video. This is just simply so you can understand about this industry called government contracting. And then you're going to have to do some work yourself. And I do want to make a disclaimer, guys. I'm not reading your proposals. I'm not going to read anything that you have going on about an opportunity to make yourself better. You got two eyes too, and you have a brain. Read the opportunity for yourself. Now, if you would like me to read it, we have a paid service for that. Okay. We will read proposals for you. We'll write proposals for you moving forward here in 2023. We'll come up with your whole pipeline and your business development plan. You don't have to do absolutely anything, but you're going to have to pay for that. Okay, because my team will handle that for you. And if that's you, that's perfectly fine. Go to govconcheatcode.com. You're going to book your consultation call right there on that link. And our team will get in contact with you and we'll do all of the work for you at a very small fee. Smaller than anybody that you're ever going to come across. But the other beauty about it, the reason I'm charging a small fee is because we are going to take 3% of the contracts that we win for you. Okay, of the base year. But anyways, I don't want to get into that. GovConCheatCode.com, you can go catch up with that a little bit more. I want to pour into you guys about how to get started with government contracting today. And I'm going to have a webinar this coming Friday at noon that I'm actually going to show you guys all of this stuff. So I'll have that link at the end that you can get yourself registered for. Tell somebody else about it. It's a completely free webinar. Won't cost you one penny. Okay, now I know people really don't pay attention to free, but hopefully somebody will this coming Friday. It will be at noon, okay? But I will share that link with everybody here at the end of this segment. Don't forget, I'll be up here for about an hour and a half. I'm going to try to get this out in an hour, and then we'll open up the last 30 minutes for any questions, okay? Now, in the meantime, don't forget, share this out. No matter what channel you're watching currently on, hit that share button. Tell another minority entrepreneur about what we got going on. Don't be selfish about this stuff, okay? And then once you do that, go ahead and like and put in the comments. We haven't done this in a while. We have not done this in a while. I don't care where you're watching it at. I need you. I need you to do me a favor right now at this moment and put in the comments that you want to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? I am a millionaire. I need everybody, no matter where you at, I am a millionaire, because I need your mindset to start shifting when you come into this space, when you come into this industry. I'm not teaching you guys about this industry to come in here to make $500. I'm not teaching you to come in here to make $5,000 or $50,000. This is a customer that got $3.54 trillion. I expect everybody to make millions just like it did for me at the age of 25. And it can be done. But again, your mindset is going to need to make a drastic shift in order for you to understand the concepts of everything that's going on here. And it's going to be hard in the beginning, but you got to get a taste of it. And when you get a taste of it, you become a believer. See, right now at this moment, I'm telling you, I need you to call yourself a millionaire. You got to like fake it till you make it. So when you make it, you ain't shocked, right? You don't go blow all your money. And I'm telling you, I did this. That's why I want you to change your mindset now. Thank God I was able to rebound, but I tricked away millions. Not knowing. I couldn't believe that I did that. But you guys are going to become believers right now at this moment. So when you do get that $1 million, you ain't going to trick it. We're going to reinvest it, because now you're going to understand that the capacity that it took you to make $1 million, the skills that it took you to make $1 million in a year, 2 years, or whatever, you just learned how to collapse time. You got to understand that the system is teaching everybody how to make $60,000 a year, $120,000 a year that they take 33% from before you can even see it. They never get to see $1 million. So you have to understand, when you make that first million, that you just learned a skill set out of this world. But you don't get complacent, because we already expected to do that. Now you realize, just as fast as I made $1 million, I can go back and make 2. And then when you learn how to make 2, 2 turns into 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. We on the 16 run right now. And that's where we at. So I need your mindsets to shift into that mode. But let's get started here. Now, before I actually dive into how to get started with government contracting, I want you guys to put in the chat, no matter where you are, okay? I want you to put a 1 in the chat if you are already registered in sam.gov. Put a number 1 in the chat. If you have never registered in sam.gov yet, I want you to put a 2 in the chat, no matter where you are. So once again, I need a 1 in the chat if you are already registered on sam.gov, and I need a 2 in the chat if you have never, ever registered your business on sam.gov. And yes, I need the business registered on sam.gov. Okay, I see we got a couple 2s. We got some 1s coming in here. I like it. I like it. We got a little mix. Now, all my 2s, here's the kicker. You see 1s in the chat where you are. Don't be intimidated, because I'm pretty sure a lot of those 1s ain't winning contracts yet. And I say that because there's over 600,000 companies registered in sam.gov, okay? There's over 11 million contracts that get awarded every year. Not even half of those businesses are winning government contracts. Not even 30% of those businesses are winning government contracts. So now, again, I'm eliminating the fear of you saying, well, I got all this competition. No, you don't. You don't have any competition at all. It's a bunch of people that just registered and don't know what to do yet. But you guys are going to be smarter moving forward. We're going to know what to do, and we're going to take action. So all of my 1s, the next time I'm going to start asking you guys, how many contracts are you winning, right? We're going to start putting actual stats to this game, not just looking in the window. We need to execute now, because there's too many 1s that I see in all of these chats that we shouldn't be winning millions of dollars in government contract. And only 1.67% of the black community is winning government contracts. That has to change. And it starts with each and every one of you guys right now being here today, listening to this information, learning about this information, and then sharing this with somebody else. But when you share it with somebody else, don't act like you're the guru. Just say that you've heard about it and for them to go look into it, because your time, you can't spend time right now trying to preach to people about getting into government contracting. Your time needs to be spent in you getting involved with government contracting. Put your mask on first. Don't worry about nobody else. Let me worry about the community for right now. If you ain't winning millions of dollars in government contracting, I need you to lock everybody else out. If they're not part of your mission right now and helping you win government contracts and helping you become a multi-million-dollar business, we need to just put them to the side. I would say leave them all away, but some people want to come back and rescue them. But they got to be pushed to the side for right now, because we got to focus. For 36 years of your life, they have not assisted you to making your life of excellence yet. So I already know they don't have what you need. You have to put them to the side to get this understanding of what's about to go on, because there's a lot of cloudy information when it comes to government, especially in today's time with money going on and all this. I keep hearing about the dollar. If I hear that damn thing one more time about what's going to happen with the dollar, guess what? It don't matter what happens with the dollar. You still got to go get it. Like, I could care less if the dollar dropped down to 50 cents. I still need that 50-cent dollar. So we need to focus on just making money and let all the other stuff happen. Because you had an opportunity with your politicians to fix this stuff, right? Once it's already in the politicians' round, like, it's too late. Instead, we need to focus on making more money. And this customer that I'm about to break down to you guys got a whole lot of opportunity and money for you. $3.54 trillion to be exact, okay? So how do we get started with government contracting is the number one question that I'm being asked. And before I dive into it, I'm going to be sharing this with you guys Friday. Those of you that are watching on the stream right now, you can actually see the service. But I've created a bunch of AI software that's just 100% dedicated to government contracting. I've been listening to everything that you guys have been asking me, from the people that are in my programs to every time I get on live. Like, what are your number one pain points that's stopping you from moving forward? My mission is to solve that. Well, how to get started is always the number one question. So all you have to do is come here to the software. You put your email address in there because it's going to email you how to get started. You're going to put your state. Okay, the state of Maryland is where I'm at. And you're going to put your local county or city that you're in. So I'm going to go ahead and put Prince George in there, Prince George County. That's where I'm at in Maryland. And I'm going to click this button, how to get started, and hit submit. Now, when I hit this submit button, what's going to end up happening is I get emailed exactly the steps on how to get started in government contracting. But here's the kicker. I told it to give me the steps for the federal, state, and local government, not just the federal government, because there's 3 layers to this thing. Now, I often talk about federal government because the federal government don't change. That customer is that customer, no matter whether you're in California or if you're in New York or if you're in Hawaii. The government federally is the same customer. There's different agencies with this customer, but once I learn how to work with this customer, I can do it from anywhere. The state and local government, completely different. Every state is its own entity. Every local government is its own entity. They all operate differently and they all got different systems. Now, since it is government, they kind of got some of the same rules and principles. The numbers may be different, okay? But the principles and stuff are kind of the same. The systems are definitely different. And that's the part where you got to figure out, what systems do I get into? Where do I need to get registered for my local and state government? Federal, we got knocked out. But here we go. We're going to get started. How do I get started in government contracting? First, we're going to start with the federal level. If you want to get started in federal government contracting, I'm actually going to be reading down the list of how it gave me the output so you guys can see the value in it. Because I'll probably be saying the same thing if I was freestyling. You guys know I usually freestyle everything. I don't have notes anytime I go live. I just spit this stuff off the top of my head. So the first thing that it's telling you to do for federal government contracting is that you need to register your business on sam.gov with a UEI number. Now, I like that it's telling you to register your business on sam.gov with a UEI number. The only thing that I would flip around with this, you'll see a bullet that it says research opportunities on beta.sam.gov. It's just sam.gov, not beta, but I would put that research first. Before I do anything in government contracting, I'm going to start with the research. I got to track my money down so I can put together a game plan. I think it's, I don't think it's right that people are teaching to just jump into this space. Like, this is an opportunity for you to build wealth. You can't rush this. Now, can you accidentally win a toilet paper contract? Possibly, yeah. But you can't live off selling toilet paper. So you never learned government contract. You just got lucky. So when we do our research and we follow our money, what ends up happening is you find the agency that has hundreds of millions of dollars for what you do. I ain't talking about toilet paper money. I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars. You don't need the entire government. You'll see one agency that got majority of the money for what it is that you want to do. And now we understand, okay, not only did I confirm that the government is spending money in what I do, but now I know the customer who got the money. And it'll help this process go a whole lot easier. But if you cheat that first step of researching, government contracting just gets so much harder, okay? The next thing it's telling you to do is obtain a DUNS number for subcontracting purposes. And I like that it put subcontracting purposes in parentheses because you do not need a DUNS number to do government contracting. I believe it's telling you to do the DUNS number maybe for credit reasons or whatnot, because other entities and organizations are still utilizing the DUNS number, but that DUNS number does not impact you in the government contracting realm. Not anymore. The next thing it's telling you to do is identify your NAICS code. Again, you'll probably hear to go to like NAICS.com and get your NAICS code. But honestly, if you do your research first, all of the NAICS codes will be right there. I'm not in the bit. I'm a cheater. Okay. I think it's crazy to like go to all of these sites and you're thinking and trying to figure out like, well, what should I have here? What should I do there? If you just follow the money and track the opportunities that were already awarded before, it tells you every NAICS code that they use, every PSC code that they use. And now, why wouldn't those be your codes? If they're spending $100 million in what you do under that NAICS code, wouldn't you think that's your NAICS code, right? I'm telling you, research will set you free, but people don't want to do it. The next thing you're going to do is create your capability statement. Now, a capability statement is like your business card in government contracting. The beauty about the capability statement is it tells more information than the business card. Your capability statement should be one page, front and back. And it should not be no standard paper that you got out your printer looking raggedy and cheap, man. Go spend $25 and get yourself some good paper. Okay. If you don't have a good printer at home, you need to keep in the back of your mind, if I'm going to stay in this space called government contracting, I got a lot of shit to print. So I need to make sure I put some money aside that eventually I'm going to get me a good printer. If you don't have the money for that right now, you're going to go to Staples or Office Depot and you're going to have them print you off beautiful professional cards and that one-page capability statement. You can utilize the front and the back of this capability statement, but you need to keep it to that one page. Now, when it comes to the capability statement, oh man, you know what? When it comes to the capability statement, I got something for that too. Let me go ahead and show you guys this. Again, it was another issue that I kept hearing you guys with the capability statement. Well, we've created AI that all you have to do is the minimum steps that we just did with you guys to learn how to do government contracting. You're going to come right here and do just the minimum information and we'll create your capability statement with AI. You take it over to like Fiverr or some graphics person, or if you're already part of my company's done for you services, we'll actually make it pretty for you. So you don't even have to worry about that. But your capability statement should not like, you shouldn't just think about this one capability statement that's going to talk to everybody. That's not going to happen either. Instead, with your capability statement, you should be having in the back of your mind, Who am I making this capability statement for? Now, when I make this capability statement for somebody, what I'm ended up doing is I'm going to have, like, if I showed you guys my file right now, I probably have 33 different capability statements, right? That's because, like, why would I take a Army capability statement over to the Marines? They don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I take a health care capability statement, that I'm talking about how we help the health crisis or the documentation or all that? Why would I take that over to the White House, right? Or to DLA? They're security. They don't care about no health. So since that happens like that, you need to have in the back of your mind that I'm always going to cater the capability statement to the person I'm about to go talk to. So yeah, you have one blanket capability statement, but you should always be ready to build the capability statement for the individuals that you're about to go sit down in front of. Now, you're going to email this capability statement out all the time. Outside of that, again, you're going to print it off, because when you go to things like industry days, any type of government events, all of the other meetups that aren't government usually aren't using capability statement as much. But like I'm saying, YouTube chat is, oh, my bad. But like I was saying, when you get out into the field, they're going to be expecting to see that capability statement that breaks down on this capability statement. It has like your past performance. It has your mission statement. It has your NAICS code. It'll have all of your business certifications on it. It'll have your experience as far as your skill sets and what you know how to do on it. You can just Google capability statements out there and take a look. Now, again, I'm a cheater, okay? You should be looking at the competition. This is why research is very important. You can look at the people who are already winning hundreds of millions of dollars, see what their capability statement looks like. And then I would have to ask you, why the hell wouldn't you make your capability statement look like somebody that's already making $100 million? Like, it just don't make sense to start from scratch on anything to me. Starting from scratch only worked in school. In the business world, you a fool starting from scratch. Okay? So I'm going to copy off people who are already successful. And now you got your next code. You ain't even got to think about it. And if you got my AI, you can take their words, throw it in, and just let it reword all their words. You in there. All right, the next thing that it is telling us on here after we get through the capability statement again and say it research opportunities. Now, I know it says sam.gov has opportunities. Those are going to be a lot of your live opportunities, and it has a lot of data of past ad hoc reports, past one contracts on sam.gov. Everything is actually trying to merge into sam.gov eventually at some point, but it's not there yet. So it's two other sites that you need to look to for research, usaspending.gov and fpds.gov, Frank Paul David sam.gov. These are two sites that are going to show already awarded contracts. With those contracts right there, again, if you could follow the money, you find your opportunity, because there's so many requirements. Once we can start to understand the game, here's just a little move that you can make. Let's say you do your research and you see that HHS has been spending $300 million in inhalers or whatever, and all of the money has been going to white male-owned companies. Now, I need to tell y'all right now, don't you call me racist or none of that, because I'm far from it. Okay? But there's rules and regulations with this customer called the government that says minorities have to. I didn't say a goal or any, like, it's mandated that they must spend money with minority-owned businesses, 23%. At the minimum, as of right now, they have a goal of 50%, but 23% is the minimum. So I know that they got to spend money with minorities. If I see that all white men keep winning the contracts, well, Damon, I'm about to go cry to the customer and say this ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, it's so not fair that if you don't work with me and help me win, Well, I'm just going to go cry to the SBA and we're going to blow this whole shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going against the rules and the regulations that you've created. That's the reason why I want you to do your homework first. The homework brings the strategies. Researching shows you the way. But if you do that stupid stuff of just shooting stuff over the fence and, just trying stuff, which I'm not knocking that strategy. I think that everybody should do a little bit of that, especially if you're just getting started in government contracting, because you need to get a little taste. But that can't be a wealth building formula. You're not, that ain't going to last. But our research will allow us to last in this industry for a very long time. So we're going to dedicate a lot of time to researching. After you guys do all of this, I don't know why it has right here. Well, I guess it's saying submit bids or proposals. Well, you got to go to sam.gov to get the bids and the opportunities. So you're going to go to sam.gov next and find opportunities out there. I got videos on my YouTube channel again this Friday when we go live for the webinar 12 p.m. Eastern that you guys can register for. You'll be able to actually see how to use sam.gov a little bit better and see those different type of contract opportunities. But every day opportunities come out on sam.gov every single day. Now you got to be able to tell yourself, okay, because somebody's going to see opportunity and say, well, that opportunity wasn't for me. And that's where you're lying to yourself. So I always like to mess with my teachers, right? Because there's so many training contracts out there. It's just a shitload of training contracts. But the issue is my teachers, and this is a lot of people. Don't just think it's the teachers. The education system in society is just like, it's put your mind in handcuffs. But what I need you to do is open up your mind. And that's why, honestly, you got to hit the damn bell, follow me, allow me to curse you out a little bit, because I had to get cursed out a long time until I finally punched myself in the head and damn, that's what they've been cursing me out about this whole time. It took a while. I had to keep hearing it over and over again. Teachers, you don't just teach English. You got to understand it. You have a skill set of putting together lesson plans, and you have a skill set of distributing information in a way that people can comprehend. Remove that you was an English teacher or a math teacher. Just understand that you are an instructor. So now, since I have the skill sets to instruct, what the fuck does the government want me to instruct? You want me to instruct shooting guns? I know how to do that. You want me to instruct using how to use Microsoft Excel? I know how to do that. You want me to instruct how to move paper in your printers? I know how to do that. Whatever the hell you want me to instruct, I can do it. Because I got the skill sets of a teacher. And that's all that the contract is asking you to do, is to become a teacher for what we want you to be a teacher to do, not what you believe that you should be doing a teacher. See, here's the difference. You can't come with your emotions. Well, all I do is teach math. I know how to teach math. Travis, I can't find math contract. Because the government don't give a fuck about your math. But instead, the government said, hey, I have an RFP, and I'm looking for 4 teachers that can teach on cybersecurity and this and that. Just say that you do it. There is no difference. Now you may be saying, well, Travis, I've never taught cybersecurity before, so how am I going to teach cybersecurity? But didn't you get your ass in a school full of professors, teachers who taught all different subjects? And you guys probably put the kids together in a room, and that person taught something over there, and then you taught something over here to help these special children? There's no difference. Go find the cybersecurity teacher, and they're just like your coworker when you go to school. The only difference is you're going to cut them the check, not the school, right? You're now going to start a business. You're going to start a business with other teachers. And now what you're going to realize is the contract never really asks you to be the teacher. This is why I want you guys to understand this concept. It asks for instructors. It didn't say Travis Davis had to be the instructor. But since your mind is so used to using your hands to operate and work, I told you to focus on what you know how to do and you go get the contract first. But when you realize you need some help and you got to manage this project, it's going to stress you out. And you're going to be like, well, wait a minute, I don't really need to do the contract. Instead, I need to put business principles together and make sure my instructors get paid on time, just like the school system. See, you've already been involved in it. You've already been doing it all your life. I'm just telling you to come to the other side. And now you're going to be the responsible person for people, just like the school system was. But since you've been in the school system and you know when that goddamn bell goes off, things need to change. You know that if that paycheck don't come on the 15th, it pisses all of the teachers off. So you're going to make sure none of this stuff happens in your school. Call it a school if you need to call it a school. I don't give a damn what you need to call it to make yourself feel better. But we're going to move fast. And we're going to go take all of the instructor contracts. You see how that works? If you just understood what I said right there, if you're getting the concept, put a money bag emoji in the chat. Are y'all picking up that principle? And here goes another one. Admin services. All of us know how to do admin services. You cannot run a business without admin services. It's impossible. I've never in the history of my life ever seen a business run and operate without an admin. The chances are you was the damn admin. That was the problem. You was the admin, the accountant, the manager, the HR, like you was all of it. But you forgot you was an admin. Now, you may have been a shitty admin. I ain't saying that you was good, but you was an admin. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the paperwork put together in order to submit to sam.gov. That's admin work. And I'm saying it like that because, again, if you go look at the admin contract, you'll probably beat yourself up and say, well, I ain't got no past performance in admin. How am I? It's asking for past performance. Didn't I just tell you can't live your life without being an admin? So, damn it, the minute you open up your business, you was an admin. You've been doing admin stuff for 30 years, 20 years. Anybody that you've ever worked for, well, they had to have admin services involved in there. You had to send them invoices and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We beat ourselves up with the misconception to the definition of admin. See, what I've learned in this business world is I've got to stop putting my own emotions and my own experience to definitions of words. When I read RFPs, when I read government documentations, I understand it's just words on paper, and how can I prove that the words on paper are true? So if it asks for something like past performance, my mind goes, well, how do I prove past performance? Like, what is the government saying is proof of past performance? Well, I mean, what do they want? Transactions? Well, I can show you some transactions. I could call Coach Austin up right now and say, hey, Coach Austin, man, I want you to acquire $50,000. Damn, I got this. I'm not going to go down that route. I got to save that one for my community. This thing is recorded live. And we got a lot of haters out there. So I'm not going to tell that strategy right there, but just know you can create past performance. Okay. You can do all of this stuff because it's just words on paper. Let's take for count. They say you need 3-4 years of business experience. Once again, you beat yourself up in the mind. I've never ran my business for 3-4 years. Well, go buy a business. You know what I'm saying? Go buy a business that's already been operating for 3-4 years. They never say you had to be in business for 3-4 years. They say a business needs to be running for 3-4 years. You could go find a lot of these rich people have multiple businesses. Go hang out in a real estate room. They tell you this stuff all the time. LLC for this, LLC for that. Well, they got a whole bunch of LLCs, and some of them are just laying there. They done paid the taxes on it and ain't got absolutely nothing to it. Pay them $500, get that company that's been in existence for 5 years, and just like that, overnight, you got 5 years of business experience. Nobody can tell you that you don't, because the paperwork in the IRS, I told you words and paper, the paperwork on how they prove that you've been in business for 5 years starts with the IRS. And that IRS documentation that you just purchased says that you started business 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So now we solved that problem. Okay? So that's how you guys are going to go about doing this thing. So you can submit proposals. I should never, ever hear anybody say that it's not an opportunity for me. I should never, ever hear people say, well, the requirements I can't meet. Well, that's a goddamn lie. Because this space didn't say that you had to do it. Can you put the pieces together? Can you find other I just want y'all to think about this. Matter of fact, I'm going to Google something right here. How many businesses are under 2 employees in the U.S.? Now, the reason I'm doing this, how many businesses are under 2 employees in the U.S.? Come on, man, just show me a number. I don't want to go look and click through stuff. All right, we'll look at what percentage of small businesses have 1 employee. 16% have 1 employee. Okay, so that's a lot of businesses that have just 1 employee. I say that because what happened? I'm like a majority of the businesses that you're next to at this moment is a 1 employee business. What happens when 5 of you guys get together in a room, all business owners, and you come together and bring your resources together, and you formulate one company? Ain't that how all of the big boys do it? I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but every time I look at one of these white guys' businesses that is just took off and excelled, it's always like they're friends from college that came together, or 4 guys that was working at Lockheed Martin that got pissed off one day that came together. It's always them coming together. So what I'm telling you is the government understands that you're going to need to come together. That's why they created joint ventures. This is why they allow you to do teaming agreements, because they know you can't do this by yourself. So when you say I'm having a hard time getting help, well, I know you didn't go out there and really look for your businesses that got 1 employees instead of looking for your friends, man. Your friends ain't going to help you do shit. The people around you ain't going to help you do nothing at this moment. Again, if they would have, if they could have, they would have and would have did it a long time ago. But since I know that 16% of all small businesses have 1 employee, and it's probably higher, once we talk about under 5 employees, I know that all of those businesses are striving to do better. They're dedicated and motivated to becoming better. Why the fuck do I want to talk to somebody off the streets and wreck my mind trying to convince them to do better for themselves? You need to now shift your time into meeting some new people. How do you meet these new people? You get in the streets and shake hands and kiss babies. You go to government networking events. You show up at my workshops. Stuff like this. Why would somebody come to a workshop that don't want to do better for themselves? Why would somebody be part of a mastermind that don't want to do better for themselves? So when you get to these events, all of a sudden you find a whole bunch of different people that want to do better for themselves. And you ain't got to talk to the other people that you've been talking to for the last 30 years of your life. It's that simple. But the problem is it's going to cost you some money. Now, this is where I need your mindset to start shifting. What is a $5,000 investment to a conference? All right, $2,000 to the conference, another $1,500 for the flight and meal, and another $1,500 for the room. You got a customer that got $3.54 trillion, and you scared to invest $5,000 in figuring out how to win your first contract, building the relationships that can set you free. But yet you take your ass down to the club and get that table for $5,000. Again, when I talk about stuff like this, I'm talking about myself. It just so happens the algorithm, we kind of alike. You know what I'm saying? We like seeing bottles sparkle and shit. I love it. Ain't nothing but so light the bottle up. I got to stand on people's couches. I love it. But I was stupid. I didn't realize that one night of excitement, I had to bust my ass to figure out how to get the money back. And I didn't know how to get the money back. But what I'm telling you is take that $5,000 and invest it into a conference that you may, for the next 3-4 years of your life, you may lose every friend that been in the club with you. You may lose every friend that you used to go out there chasing girls with. Every single one of them may disappear. because you're making a change. But what's going to happen within those 4 years of change, you're going to bring a whole new community. You're going to bring a rich community. And when I say rich, I don't just mean financially. I mean right up here in that brain. It's rich up there. And once you can start seeing that, once you can start hearing it, and it's a constant image around you, whether you look to the left or to the right, you start to adapt that, just like you've been adapting what your community has been producing for the last 30 years. There's no difference. You just got to change things. This space ain't hard. It's just different. And it's different because none of your community is doing it. So now we got through the federal government side. That's how you're going to get started on the federal government. That has absolutely nothing to do with your state government or your local government. Now I have to pour into Maryland because I'm in Maryland, and that's what I use my AI to do. In Maryland, it tells us that you're going to need to register your business on eMarketplace Advantage. That is our Maryland site for government contracting. I know Virginia's is EVA. I forget the name for DC's, but again, everyone has their own system. You got to get registered in their system to do business with them. It tells us to do the DUNS numbers, so we should already have that knocked out from the beginning. But again, DUNS numbers have absolutely nothing to do with government contracting. You're going to identify your NAICS code. And what I will tell you is a lot of state, local governments may use something called a SIC code. Okay, so it's just like a NAICS code, but it'll probably be a SIC code. All right. Capability statement, I've already told you guys we need to be able to pivot with our capability statement and cater that thing to who we're talking to. It's telling us where to research the opportunities, submit bids. You're going to obtain necessary security clearances. I guess they should have said that for the federal side too, but it did. I just didn't read it. You don't need security clearances unless the opportunity is talking about security clearances. Also, usually when it's talking about security clearances, it's talking about the personnel that's working on the contract. So let me take this for instance. I hate that I had to do this when the C word came up. Y'all know that magical C word. I don't want to say it because I'm live streaming everywhere. But when that happened in America and all across the world, they required the government workers to get the shot and wear a mask. And any contractor that was working at government facilities, you had to get the shot and wear a mask. Now, because we do IT stuff and some cyber stuff as well, my personnel, my employees are on site at the government's facilities. They was doing like some rotation method. Like one person would be there for like 2 days, and then they would have like 4 days off, and then another one. It was just crazy. But they had to get the shot. And they kept looking at me like, well, Travis, are you going to get the shot? Well, Travis ain't working on that project. You know what I'm saying? Travis don't need to do none of those rules and regulations that they talk about because I'm never coming down there. I ain't touching the work. But every worker, yeah, you got to abide by that. So just keep that in mind when you see things like clearances and requirements. They're usually talking about the workers on site. Now, if you plan to work that project, right? So if you see like a subject matter expert position in that contract and you want to take that position, or you want to take the management position that only bills the contract like 14 hours a month, right? I say that because I do this on contracts. I bill myself for contracts 14 hours a month. I only show up like a couple days out of the month and get paid very good for them 14 hours. So you may want to bill yourself for that, but understand if you bill yourself that you got to follow all the rules and regulations for people who are working on site at these government agencies. All right. So that's for the state of Maryland. As you guys can see, usually once you get one government level, federal, state, or local, once you get one government level completed, you'll kind of have majority of the paperwork for the other levels. You just got to get into their systems now. So it's very important that you use your admin skills and stay organized throughout this process. And that's some past performance for you right there. All right, for Prince George's County, they're telling us Prince George's County, okay, whether you're in a city or a county, they're going to have a system. They're telling us to register in Prince George's County ePro. That's a little outdated. because ChatGPT only goes up to 2021, and the local county government here in Prince George's County is crazy, and they keep changing titles and names to everything. But that's your local government probably got the same stupid shit going on. But you just got to deal with it. But they're telling us DUNS number, NAICS code, capability statement, research the opportunities from Prince George's County procurement portal, submit bids and proposals. The only thing that I would add into your local county government, to look up something called the EDC. Once again, that is, I think everybody, I don't care what you're doing. Everybody should be looking up the EDC. That's the Economic Development Corporation or something. I forget what the C stands for. I just know ED, Economic Development. Okay. What this group does, when I see people always talking about gentrification and all of this stuff and like, oh my God, I can't believe that they've built all of these things. They didn't hide it. They had it right there in the economic development. They actually asked you to come be a part of this, but they asked behind the name of government. And since you got all of these fools around you in your community that talk bad about the government, you had a negative thought in the government. But I'm telling you, if you go down to the EDC, you'll see the 10-year plan. They told you 10 years, in 10 years, this is what we plan to develop. That little raggedy area over there that's been beat up for 20 years, we're sick of seeing it. We about to come and change that bad boy in 10 years. And in them 10 years, we're going to bring shopping. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Change new roads. Bring new houses. That's your chance to get in the investment opportunities right around you. Has nothing to do with government contracting. This is just opening your eyes and your ears about your community that's around you every day that you drive by. Most people don't look at no business that happens to them every day. You're just a part of somebody's business. You're paying taxes to somebody's business. You're buying shit from people's business. But at some point, if you're going to be sleeping in this area for 30 years of your life, are you going to conduct some business in your area? Are you going to beautify your area? Or are you just going to wait for everybody else to come in and do it? Well, if you go to the economic development, all of your opportunities are there. And since they're a government agency, well, chances are you probably get some government assistance for your vision that you're trying to help the economic development complete. I mean, these things are so simple to change your life, but it's hard when you keep talking to them people that you've been around all your life. Because they don't know. And to say stuff like that, it scares the shit out of them. They're non-believers. This is why you must start to believe that you're a millionaire. And then you take the action like you're a millionaire. Don't just talk about it, be about it. So that's how you're going to get started with government contracting. The last thing that we have with the AI that it produces is that you're going to need business registration documents, your article of incorporation, your partnership agreements, if you got partnership agreements. I want to make this statement here. Anytime you're filling out documents for the government, if they ask you for something, don't you send that damn thing blank. And I say that because it's a partnership agreement. You may be saying in your mind right now, well, damn, I don't know how to do a partnership agreement. I don't even have no partners. Well, then how you going to do a partnership agreement with no partners? And then you're like, well, they asked for it. Just because they asked for it don't mean that you got to have it. So instead, since it is the government, and we understand they got $3.54 trillion, I'm not here to piss the government off. I'm here to work with the government. I'm here to become a partner of theirs. I don't want to stress them out because they got what I need. I don't have a damn thing. I've never seen anybody in this world that has anything that the government needs. We all need something from them. So I'm going to tuck my tail instead of saying that this is stupid. I'm going to follow directions. You asked for a partnership agreement. I have no partners. But since you took your time out of your day to print this on a piece of paper and say partnership agreement, do you know what I'm about to do? Matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys what I did. So, we fill out 8As. We help companies get registered. I did my own 8A certification. So that's how I was able to tell my whole team how to do certifications for people. You can do certifications yourself. You don't have to pay people to do certifications. But if you want to expedite this thing, it's smart to go with somebody that already knows what they're doing. So I'm trying to find one of the forms here that they ask you in the 8A. They ask you like, are you Native American or some of the crazy stuff that they be asking. And you just got to know how to answer this stuff. Because again, it's just words on paper. Matter of fact, here goes one. Okay. So, and this is my old logo. So y'all see how old this is, right? Now it asked me for bonding. I'm not no goddamn construction company. I don't need bonding, but they put it in the paperwork. So to leave it blank is to be disrespectful for somebody. They took their time out of their day to do it, and I just left it blank. I submitted a package, leaving it blank. That's me telling you, hey, fool, I don't use that, and I didn't bother to read what you asked me to do, and I could care less what you're asking me. We're not going to do that. We're going to be smart, educated people, and we're going to respect people. We're going to say, if you took your time to do that, I'm going to take my time to do it on my end. Now, since I don't have bonding and I don't require bonding, since I don't have a partner and I don't require a partner for my business, I'm going to take a letterhead paper. You ain't got to print this one out, okay? You're going to go to Microsoft Word or Google Docs. You're going to put your company's logo at the top. You're going to put your company's name. You're going to put the date on there. You're going to say from. You're going to say to. Whoever that government person you're submitting that to. And then you're going to put on there, bonding is not applicable to your company, not yourself. It's not applicable to Malmar. Partnerships are not applicable to Malmar. Sign it and date it. Now I didn't disrespect you. I actually answered every question that you asked me just like I was in school. But see, the fool who don't want to read and feels like they don't have to do that, everybody should just know that they're minorities because they're a black person, or they should just know that you're a women-owned company because you're a legit lady. Well, I mean, that's your own emotions. And the system don't give a damn about your emotions. It's kind of like the NFL and the NBA. When these players be all upset and do stupid things and think they bigger than the system, and they end up getting kicked out of the league and don't no team want them no more, guess what happens? The NBA and the NFL still goes on. Same thing with the government. It still goes on without your emotions. Like, they don't care. But we're going to meet them where they're at. So every time you come across government paperwork, don't you leave that damn thing blank. That is disrespectful, even on proposal submissions. And that's the most dangerous place to leave things blank, on proposal submissions. Why the hell would you leave something blank that they asked you about? To them, you're immediately saying you can't read. And honestly, you can't. I mean, it's not, you didn't read what they told you to do, and they got a $4 million opportunity for you. Why the hell would they award you that opportunity and you can't read in the beginning? You would scare me away of $4 million. So you got to understand that your actions do a lot. It could do a lot of potential damage to you if you play around with this thing. All right. Now, the very last thing that I want to show you guys, matter of fact, before I get into that one, are you guys picking up any of this information? Put a fire emoji down there in the chat if you guys are enjoying this information, if you are understanding concepts of what we're talking about when it comes to government contracting. Now, I will have this on replay too. I usually don't replay my stuff on Clubhouse or whatnot, but I'll keep this up so you guys can go back and listen to it. I also want to put this link in the chat, www.govconcheatcode.com/101 webinar. You can get yourself registered for our webinar this coming Friday at noon. I will actually be showing you guys, some 101 information to get yourself started with government contracting. So again, all you have to do is get registered on that site, be ready to show up on Friday, and watch how things start to change, okay? And I'm actually going to be breaking down the AI tools that we have created as well on that call a little bit more. But before we open this bad boy up to questions, also, if you do have questions, I need you right now, okay, to put Q. If you haven't already done this before, put Q dash followed by your question, and we'll go ahead and take a look at that. And I'm going to have Coach Alston introduce himself here in about 5 to 10 minutes as well. But before we do that, I'm going to show y'all my baby. You know, look, I've been playing around, man. I'm a tech nerd at heart. I'm like your educated tech nerd. Don't get it twisted. I still will slap you. So don't think that this tech stuff, I'm a little different when it comes to tech. Okay, but anyways, I love tech. We have created software here that I'll actually, again, be opening up for Friday. It will actually go out to the masses on Monday. But for those of you that are on the call that Friday, you're going to get a special opportunity to be a part of this program here. And I'm constantly building on it. As you guys can see, I don't even have the AI up here right now for how to get started in government contracting. So, you know, we're going to keep putting more AI pieces to this. But essentially, I've been building the ultimate cheat code to government contracting. So for those of you that need to create capability statement, you just got to come here, fill in minimal information, hit the submit button. Your capability statement will be emailed to you. As I stated, you should have multiple capability statements. So for every agency, you just come back here, switch the agency up, and boom, new capability statement. You move real fast. This is all about speed. For the statement of works, I've heard you guys, it's hard to read. All you're going to have to do is highlight all of the statement of work that comes in the RFP, put it in here, click this button. It's going to put the statement of work in a bullet point format for you of the highlights, and it's going to break it down in a 10th grade reading level. Now, I was going to say 3rd grade, but David, this is government contract. We all didn't graduate high school at least, so we all should be able to at least read on a 10th grade level. So that's been put right there for you. The other thing that we've done, proposals. Yes, I'm listening to y'all, okay? The AI will write the proposal for you. You're going to put the solicitation number in there, the NAICS code that the opportunity has, the agency for that, the statement of work, any certifications you got, information about your company, you're going to go ahead and hit write proposal, and I mean, your proposal will be written for you. SBA certified proposal. Now, again, all of this AI stuff, I just want to make a disclaimer. It's not 100% correct. Matter of fact, I want everybody to put in the chat, not 100%. That way I can prove that I told all of y'all this stuff is not 100%. But you have to realize if you can get 85, 90% there, 80% there, and you add your own words into it, like, now you don't got to think so much. And if you guys understand my whole strategy of government contracting, you'll realize my cheating methods, like you're going to go real fast and you're going to cheat even better. The last thing that we have up here outside of the new one that I've built and showed you guys how to get started is our business plans. You can come right here and I said SBA. I just realized I said SBA proposals. That ain't SBA proposals, that's just proposals. But this is your SBA business plan that it will write for you. So all you got to do is come in here, put your email address, your business name, any owners that you got in your business, your headquarters address. If you know your NAICS code, you can put that in there. Any certifications you got, information about your company, awards that you've received, how many years in business, what are your goals of how much money you want to make. And you're going to go ahead and hit create that business plan. And it is going to spit you out such a beautiful business plan that is going to get you running in no time when it comes to government contracting. And I'm actually going to see if I can pull up one of the business plans that I created. I don't know if I deleted it already, so you guys can actually see what it looks like. Well, you know what? I'll actually show you guys. Here is the capability statement, just so you guys can get an idea. I won't go through all of them. But again, it's always going to shoot you an email and it'll break down the things that you would need. So again, you would copy and paste this stuff, and it's eliminating the words. A lot of you guys have been getting stuck on words, and that's why I created this. So we can get rid of the words that are confusing you. Let the AI do all that word and jargon. Because honestly, at the end of the day, guys, this word stuff don't make you no money. Relationships make you money. So if I can hurry up and get the words done for you, put it on paper so you can get in the streets, start shaking hands and kissing babies, that is what's going to change your life. But the beauty about it is you should be 10 times more confident when you get in these streets because we've already done the words for you. The reason why y'all not confident when you go into the streets is because your words is some shit. I'm just going to keep it funky. Like, you're writing on the 3rd grade level. So now we're going to get rid of all of that. You don't need to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for all of these people to help you. You just need to put it in the AI, hit the submit button, and move fast with no emotions behind it. And what you'll realize is you're going to run into that person that could change your life because the man upstairs has put him on this earth and he's been waiting for you to find him. But you haven't gotten in the streets, utilized your voice, so whoever that man is, whoever that woman is, they can hear you so they can help you. They can't hear you because your ass been too scared. We're eliminating that with the AI. Fear will no longer be a factor in our growth moving forward. So again, I do want to open this bad boy up. If there are any questions about government contracting, feel free to raise your hand on Clubhouse. I'm also watching all of the other chats that I got streaming at all the different places. Remember, if you are in a chat, I want you to put a Q followed by a dash and then your question so I can find it, okay? In the meantime, while we do that, Coach, I'm going to need your assistance 2 times because I don't know if I can really see the hands coming up on this desktop version if any came up. So if some do come up, can you help them up? And also, can you introduce yourself and let the people know what you do? For sure. I appreciate you as well, Coach. I forgot to look at my chat to see if. You gotta have that sound working. You got to have that sound. Come on, man. Then you gonna start playing around with these features right there. All right. I know you say you can't hear anything. I know you couldn't hear anything because we was on Clubhouse, was messing some stuff up. But I do see your questions here on YouTube, so I'm going to dive into those. So what we have here, oh man, I got to be able to see the question. Let me pull this thing down. Where we at? Question, how are you offering the AI tool subscription or per assignment? Oh, that is a great question. Okay, what we will be doing with the AI tool, it will be a subscription base and it's going to be pretty cheap. Okay, for the founding people that get in this week, it's going to be pretty cheap. That's going to be the special for you guys. So you don't want to miss that webinar that's coming Friday or else you're going to miss out on the special pricing. So we're going to have 2 ways. You could pay your subscription monthly, or I'm going to have, again, another special just for the people this week that you can actually buy a lifetime subscription to whatever I create AI. You ain't going to have to go, because I'm telling you, my prices always go up. They never come down. You won't have to experience the prices going up. So those will be the 2 offers that I have coming. But great question there. Great question. All right. Another question from Instagram. I need to make sure I don't cheat y'all over here. I have a small trucking operation, but I want to explore other contracts not pertaining to transportation. Does your company help with exploring opportunities? Yes, absolutely. Honestly, you You should be doing other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty about this. You're capable of doing anything. The only thing that's going to stop you at this moment is going to be your own mind. And chances are that's going to be because just the way that we were raised. So the reason I say that is because I want you guys to take this in account. So, I follow a lot of these big businesses. I go to a lot of these events, shake hands with these guys. They're regular dickheads just like everybody else. So I was studying Johnson & Johnson one day. And, before the pandemic, Johnson & Johnson was killing people with baby powder and lotion. It's giving everybody cancer. You know what I'm saying? Just found that out. Huge lawsuits about all the people that they've been giving cancer to. Pandemic comes and they pivot to recoup their losses to selling a cure for that C word. Now, I ain't the smartest person in the world, but if you couldn't get the baby powder and the lotion correct, how the hell you just pivot over here to doing a cure for that? So I say that because I immediately had to eliminate stuff out of my mind of saying what I can't do. And I looked at the owner of Johnson & Johnson and realized that he was able to pivot over to do something else because he's not the scientist. Do you hear what I'm telling you? You can do whatever the hell you want to do when you start to understand that real business is just moving money. So he happened to move some money into scientists. The scientist may cost him $280,000 a year per scientist, just throwing that number out there. You get yourself 5 scientists, that's over $1 million that you're going to have to pay out every year for those scientists. But on the back end, I'm moving my money, just like real estate and investment. Look, I believe that business is the best investment that you should get involved in before real estate, before any of that other shit that they be talking about, because you need something that's going to cash flow you. And them damn real estate buildings, look, man, I'm in real estate. You know what I'm saying? To get $500 a month off some damn doors, like that ain't no good money. Like one dryer can wash out all of the profit that you made the whole year. So that's a stupid concept to me. Instead, you should be investing into business. And in order to make your business perform, you got to invest in yourself, which is that mind. Because you're going to have to start to see things in a whole different light. So since Johnson & Johnson could pay $1 million to scientists to go create a formula or a serum for what was going on, and they got paid for it, I'm realizing that, well, if I just move $1 million into 5 scientists, and just like real estate, I got to wait 30 days, 90 days, sometimes a whole year to sell the property to get my money out. Well, I don't have to guess about when I'm going to wait for my money to come back. Every month I'm going to invoice your ass, and I know when I break back even, and I know when it's all profit after that. I'm doing the same type of investment. The only difference is my investment pays me out every hour that Bud is sitting in that seat. The other difference is I know how much my investment costs. I can take your job title and I can take your zip code, plug that bad boy into Google, and I know how much the investment is. Now you asked me to pay $80,000 for the investment. I went out into the business world and I sold you for $120,000. $140,000. You just wanted your money every Friday. I told him I'm okay to get my money back in 30 days from now. And now all of a sudden, since I've created that concept right there, I realize if I see a contract out there that's asking me to clean air, and y'all that are following me know what I'm talking about, just want $4.5 million to clean air. I don't know shit about air except how to, that's about as much of the air that I know right now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know about air. We want $4.5 million, not because I knew anything about air, but the industrial hygienist that I hired, he knew everything about air. Smartest goddamn guy that I know. Kudos to him. You know what I'm saying? My program manager, he went to school about air. You know what I'm saying? He's running the whole project with the industrial hygienists. They know everything about air, and he told me the other 4 people that he needed in order to make this project go. All of a sudden, I realized I just needed to have $1 million to put up front to cover payroll. If I could put the $500,000 up front to cover payroll, everybody is an employee of mine. Now, see, this is all this pass-through shit that I keep hearing people talk about. Telling me what can and can't be done. I honestly don't have time to argue with y'all about that. Y'all can go listen to who you want to listen to about what pass-throughs are and what middleman is. I just don't got time to go back and forth. I done made 3 videos about that. I'm not going to keep doing it. Okay? So now that I get all these employees to come under my umbrella, I'm paying them through my payroll. Well, that's all of my workers. All of a sudden, Malmar is doing 100% of the work to clean air because they're my employees. And you can't tell me, just like you couldn't tell Johnson & Johnson that they couldn't come up with a serum for what was going on. You can't tell me that I can't do air because I read your words on paper and I executed exactly how it said on paper, not my emotions. So the moral of the story, when you ask me, can you do other things when you're in the transportation industry? The answer is absolutely, and you better. All right, another one. In one of your videos, you mentioned an LOI for hiring your first employee. What do you want to do with potential employees if you don't win the contract? Well, if you don't win, the LOI was a letter of intent. It said, I intend to hire you if we win this contract. I didn't win the contract. I don't have to hire you. I hope they didn't leave their job. That would have been stupid as hell if they would have left their job off of a letter of intent. And if they did leave their job off a letter of intent, that's their problem, not my problem. People got to not be stupid. It's called a letter of intent, not a contract. So if you don't win the contract, just keep it moving. All right. Have you done any contracts on dibs? Nope. I don't like to play around with dibs, and I am out of the product game. I don't sell products no more. That's where I got started at, but you'll realize why you don't want to be fucking with products and government contracting, but to each his own. How much for the CAPE statement? I think you're talking about the AI software. It'll all be included. Be on the webinar Friday, you'll see the pricing. All of the AI software will be included. It won't be broken down individually. And even when I add new AI software, it'll come in there too. YouTube missed all of Coach. What other apps are you on? I'm on all of them. Instagram, you can find me on Instagram at official Travis Davis. And I highly advise you guys, follow me on all the other social media channels because, I ain't even gonna lie. I tried the schedule thing. I just got too much shit going on, man. I can't stay updated with that schedule. Government be calling me crazy times. Employees be calling me. I got employees overseas. The schedule just ain't working for me. So what I would advise you to do is go to www.travisknows.com. Don't care how you spell nose, just put an S at the end. www.travisknows.com. Scroll to the bottom of that site and you can find every one of my social media channels and turn the bells on whenever they are. I'm trying to use the softwares to stream everywhere when I stream. I have to go back and listen to the sound and stuff. I hope it all came out good. But Instagram throws a monkey wrench in here. So if you guys ever see me go live vertical, that's because I'm going live on Instagram with my software. But Instagram is its own beast. I can't stream everywhere when I stream on Instagram with my software. So my Instagram folks, that's why you just got the cell phone like this and you're not connected into my system. But again, travisknows.com will take you to all of that. How do you find micro purchase, small, non-advertising? Micro purchases. Okay. Micro purchases do not have to be marketed or displayed like all of the other contracts because they're micro purchases. They're usually called credit card opportunities. So what'll end up happening with micro purchases is in order to find those, you're going to have to get out in the street, shake hands and kiss babies. Because they don't have to put it on sam.gov. So a lot of these agencies, they have their own vendors list. Like Department of Education, I know for a fact has its own vendors list. I think CMS has its own vendors list. So you got to get on their vendors list, and they'll possibly send you an email about some of those opportunities. But you could just ask them. You know what I'm saying? But that involves you getting in the streets. Again, they're not just going to fall in your lap. You could also find some of those type of opportunities on a site like Unison. Trying to think, federal and local government, they'll just fall in your lap, man. Honestly, once you start doing one contract with the customer, they'll find you a whole bunch of more micro opportunities. And here's a little nugget for your local government. This is how I sold $250,000 in Apple products to my local Prince George's County government. But that also is what ran me away from products too. It was more work that got involved in that thing than I thought. And I figured if I'm going to do that much work for products, well, shit, I might as well just do service. But anyways, most of your local counties aren't doing business with county-based companies. So you can actually find yourself a ton of opportunities by being a local county-based company that sells screws, right? So if the laws are saying that they're mandated to purchase from county-based companies first, that usually means they got to get 3 quotes from a county-based company before they can go outside of the county. Chances are, screws or something of that nature, they can't find a county-based company that manufactures screws, okay? And Lowe's and Home Depot can't do it because they're not county-based. So that means that the government can't even drive down to Lowe's and buy the screws because they're not a county-based company. But what can end up happening is you can sell them screws to the government, and you gonna take your ass down to Lowe's and get them screws, and you gonna deliver it to the front door of your local government. And you're probably asking me, well, Travis, why the hell would they buy the screws from me? I just told you they can't get the damn screws from nobody else. And you're probably saying, well, Travis, they already know the pack of screws only costs $30 a pack. Yeah, in the store that they can't access. Since they can't access that damn store without you, them screws is $45 a pack right now. Now, how many packs do you need, government? It's so many games in this space. I could go about games all day, but you got to be willing to read the game. If you're not willing to read, you can't see these plays. And I can't just tell you these plays without me reading it. I can tell you the plays in Maryland, and I can tell you the plays in the federal government, but I damn sure ain't going to tell you the plays in Maryland because, damn it, I'm here. Why the hell I'm about to tell you the plays and how to run money away from me? That would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be willing to read on some of this stuff, man. It's okay to read and mess up in this space because you can't mess up something that you ain't got. You didn't win the contract. You can't mess up a contract that you've never received. So hurry up, submit, look stupid, nasty, afraid, whatever, just do it. Then you'll find out once you've completed the assignment, it ain't as hard as you thought it was. Now, I'm telling you, until you get started, man, you're just going to keep drilling fear into yourself, all right? See, any more questions here? Here we go. How do you find contracts for micro purchase contracts under $10,000? I just said that. Can you touch on working as the middleman when it comes to government contracts? I touched on that middleman thing, man. I even hate that I did a video on middleman. I hate that shit, man. Because you guys are, and it's because all these other people, man, they're running with the words, and it's like clickbait. Now people are arguing about what is a middleman and whatnot. If you read the opportunities, man, it will tell you like how you're going to be illegal. Because middleman ain't like, you're putting too much thought talking about how to be a middleman. You need to be thinking about how to build a business. Stop trying to think about the easy ways out of life. You keep trying to get like these gimmicks, these schemes of how to win business. Like, ain't no gimmick or no scheme behind government contracting. Now, again, I get the middleman thing, but people are starting to mess that definition up. Guys, it's nothing but business. You don't have to hey, how do you teach the middleman strategy? There is no teaching to the middleman strategy. It's just government contracting. if you come across the opportunity. Let me just tell you guys this. I just told y'all that I don't know how to do fucking air. I don't know nothing about air. I just told you what I did. Now, you would call that a middleman. I don't know what you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I have to run and operate the business with everybody else doing it. But they're doing it under my company. They're not freestyling shit and just randomly. Like, I done heard stupid stuff. I had somebody DM me today talking about, can you get 25%? Is it true that I could charge 25% to businesses to do the work and I don't do nothing? Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, let's just be smart, man. We already know that it is illegal for you to do absolutely nothing. That is illegal. That's called a pass-through. What does a pass-through mean? Hell, something that passed through. I passed air through this mic. I blew it through it. It went from one end out the other. The mic never even knew what happened. It passed through. Government contracting. What is a pass-through? Well, you get a contract under your name and the money just passed through your ass. You take a little bit of dough off the top, it just passed through you and you don't know nothing that's going on with the project. You ain't paying out no employees. You ain't doing a goddamn thing. You ain't answering no calls, nothing. The money just passed through you. That's illegal. Now, if you would stop trying to create an illegal business and stop trying to scheme and you understand that I want to generate wealth for myself. I want to create something that is going to cash flow me for a very long time. The only way that happens is creating a legit business. How do I create a legit business that cash flows? Usually you're going to need employees. Well, just like your job. Matter of fact, how many of you guys at work or that's been at work for somebody, if you're not working right now, how many of you guys never seen your boss sit next to you and do the work that you did? If that is true, put a true in the chat. Okay, wherever you're at listening right now. If you have never ever seen your boss come sit in the cubicle next to you, go get on the truck and drive, go flip burgers or whatever. If you've never ever seen them do any of the work with you, put true in the chat. And I say that because I never seen my boss work for me for I've been working since I was 15. My boss never, ever in the history of when I was working came to do the same work that I was doing next to me. See, so some people were like, well, it's pass-through. You ain't fool, they under my company. The contract did not say Travis Davis. Like, I never signed the contract and it had the name Travis Davis will execute all of the work. The contract said Malmar will execute all the work. So damn it, put some employees under your company and now you don't have to worry about this whole pass-through, middleman, whatever drama that people keep talking about. I really hate going over that thing because it's messing up y'all minds. Now, if you find 3 companies out there to do the work and you like, well, these are all companies, they're not going to come over as employees. Well, that's why they did joint ventures. This is why they got teaming agreements in place. Again, the government knows you need help. Now, you need to read the opportunity and see what the opportunity said, how you can receive help. If I can't receive help from my subcontractor, how do I know I can't receive help from a subcontractor? Well, it says no teaming agreements allowed. Okay? Or it says you can't use your subcontractor's past performance as experience. That lets me know there's no value to me having a subcontractor on my team. So I just need to eliminate that strategy out of my mind. The only 2 strategies I got after that is to bring everybody under my company to be employees to me, or to do a joint venture so we can become one company instead of 2 or 3, 4 separate companies. You can have 30 companies under a joint venture if you want to. And now we've just satisfied what the government was asking, and we don't have to worry about if we're doing things legal or not. But if you keep thinking that you got to do all the work, with your hands, and you won't keep listening to the concept of running a business, you're going to struggle in this space. And if you allow this middleman pass through stuff to beat you up for all these other people on YouTube, like I'm so tired of seeing that comment under my video. Can I explain pass through and middleman? And I've done it. Like, it's getting old now. Either you gonna do good business or not. Either you want to build wealth for yourself or you want to try to scheme the government. If you are looking to scheme the government, I don't want to do shit with you. Because you're going to scheme me too. You know what I'm saying? So please don't come to me if you're looking to scheme. If you're not looking to work, I'm not here to assist you. All right? How important is the business credit in government contracting? It's not going to stop you from a contract or anything, but you know, if you need $100,000 to pay payroll and you got bad credit, you in bad shape. I had someone DM me and I really, really wanted to help them. But, you know, honestly, man, a lot of you guys are just bad people and you guys have messed it up for the good people. So I've loaned money out to people before and they ain't paid me my fucking money back. So now it makes it harder for everybody else. I really wanted to help this guy. He had it may have been like $135,000 RV deals or ATVs. The government was renting ATVs for 3 months or something like that. He found a company that could produce it. So something like that, you just let the other company handle and you manage it. But he needed $135,000 to give to the company to bring the ATVs over to the government. And it wasn't 135. I think it was like 118,000 and everything else was going to be profit for him. But he couldn't get the money. And as much as I wanted to help him, like, he had no credit, he ain't have no assets, and I just can't put that type of money in nobody else's hand again because y'all black folk keep burning me. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I hate to say y'all black folks, but that's who I work with because everybody burns everybody. I've never seen a race that don't get burnt except maybe the Asians. But outside of that, everybody is burning people when it comes to this thing called money. So I got to put new parameters around, and I apologize as bad as I want to help people. Now, you can get credit cards and all types of stuff. You got to get creative when it comes to the financing if you got bad credit, but you're going to need some money. Because the government is not going to give you money to run your business. They're expecting you to produce the business and then they'll reimburse you for it, whether it's a product or a service. How do you handle the time frame between the government actually paying you for your services? I mean, that's business. It's business. Don't jump into it if you can't handle it. Get your money up first. You know what I'm saying? You better get into these credit rooms, figure out how to get loans. When I first got started, you know, I took the equity out of my house, you know, and I utilized that equity because I ain't had no credit. Wasn't nobody giving me no money. So I had to get creative, right? Borrow some money from people, but you're going to have to get creative. Micro purchases to be found at Unison. Yeah, said that. Hey, I appreciate the badge. Or the super sticker. Thank you there. Just seeing that. Oh, you know what? I'm on my little fancy side too. Let me get to my fancy stuff right here. This is my fancy section. You know what I'm saying? We gotta show out. Thank you for the badge. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make a big deal when those badges get spent because I do respect the dollar that comes from anybody and everybody. So I do thank you for that donation there. Now let's get back over here. Y'all see all of my new toys. I got a couple more minutes on here. Best places to look for construction, building, and repair. I don't know. sam.gov. sam.gov is going to have all of your contract opportunities. Well, majority of them. Where's the Funk Master Flex bombs out? Come on now. You know we got it. All right, let me see. Do I got any more questions on any of my apps? I just went through YouTube. I think I answered all of your questions. In your videos, you mentioned the LOI. We answered that already. So I think we made some good time here. Drop a fire emoji down in the chat if you guys got any value out of tonight. We're going to get ready to wrap this thing up. But I do like to know whether you guys picked up anything that I put down tonight. So go ahead and drop that fire emoji down there. Let me know if this was valuable. Once again, this coming Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern time zone, we will be doing a live webinar on government contracting. You can go to govconcheatcode.com/101 webinar. Get yourself registered. We're going to be breaking down how to get started in government contracting. I'm also going to be going over the AI that we have created for you guys in government contracting. So you do not want to miss out on this. And don't be selfish, guys. When you get yourself registered and you see how simple it is to register just by clicking on the link, putting your information in there and hitting that submit button, I want you to share this with 3 other minority business owners. I appreciate the job that you guys have been doing. You guys have been doing an amazing job sharing this information out there. So again, I am asking you one more time. Well, it ain't just going to be one more time. I'm going to be asking you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Keep sharing this out. We got to get this message in the street. I'm on a mission to change our Black community and any other minorities that are willing to listen. But 1.67% of the Black community is doing government contracting. I've seen a lot of marching going on. I've seen rioting and I've seen a whole lot of stuff happen, but I ain't never seen nobody attack the money. And this is a customer with $3.54 trillion. I guarantee if we attack this money, this is the money that runs the economy. People just don't know about it. So when we change that 1.67% to 10%, oh my God, do we wake people up? So the only way that can happen is with your support. So I appreciate all of you guys who continue to tell other minority business owners about what we're doing over here. So I had to go ahead and show y'all some love for that because, again, I can't do it without you. Don't forget, whatever you're listening on right now, whatever channel you're on, make sure you like, subscribe wherever you're at. If you want to get a part of all of my other channels, go to travisknows.com, fill that information out right there, and you'll be able fill the information out. Scroll down to the bottom and you'll find all of my other social handles. Now, if you guys really want to be a part of the community, I need you to visit govconcheatcode.com, register on that site right there. That's going to kick you over to my Facebook government contracting community so you can stay updated with all the stuff that we got going on. For all of you that need to build business, not government contracting, just business. I know a whole lot of stuff, guys. I just share government contracting up here. But one beauty, the man upstairs has blessed me with some dough in my pocket that has allowed me to gain time back. And one thing that I don't waste is time. Since he's given me this skill, I'm constantly getting myself educated in things. So I know a lot about running your businesses online, marketing, sales, all these different strategies. But I don't mix those in with government contracting. So if you want to be a part of that community, and there's a bunch of free training to learn how to run all of this stuff online and make these sites that I got up and all of that, it's there for free. If you go to puremoneylegacy.com, register on that site. It's going to kick you over to our Facebook group for that. Click the guide section. Start watching the videos and you can learn how to generate yourself quite a bit of revenue. All right. Other than that, I believe that I have answered all of the things that I needed to do for tonight. I told you I'd be up here for an hour and a half. We're 3 minutes behind. That's cool. But don't forget, if you haven't too, get on over to the Apple Music Play Store. Get over to the Google Music Play. Look, I don't even know what Google got. Wherever music is playing at, I need you to get over there, okay? And when you get over there, I need you to look up Pure Money, okay? Shout outs to my guy, Trey, for the Pure Money song. Download the Pure Money song. Play that song. And then I want you to make a video. You know what I'm saying? Make a video on Instagram. Let me know you with that Pure Money. Send it to me in a reel. I'm going to tag it, send it to all my friends so you can get your followers up. See, look, man, I like to help the people out. I like helping y'all out. I don't mind sharing your post to my tribe. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up picking up followers. It's just that simple for the people who do it. You know what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and do that. Oh, my bad. I was reading this. What's the site? There is no cost to the webinar this Friday. It's free. Do y'all hear me? Free. Now, there is going to be a cost at the end of the webinar. I ain't even going to lie to y'all about that. I'm damn sure charging something at the end of the webinar. You can believe that one. But I will be teaching you on that webinar, and the stuff that I'm going to be talking about charging at the end of the webinar is for my AI software and stuff like that. But the webinar for you learning about how to get started is completely for free. And if you haven't yet watched my YouTube videos, man, I got all of the information in the YouTube video. I mean, it's right there. You know what I'm saying? YouTube. Start watching away. It ain't organized. I'm telling you that right now, and I'm not going to organize it. And I can't answer all them comments on them YouTube videos. Them shits is crazy. I don't know how we get past that. But anyways, I love you all, man. I'll talk with you later. I'm out of here. We're going to run this Pure Money song one more time. We're going to run it back. When the song goes off, well, y'all know what it is. We out. I love you all. I'll talk with you later. Y'all on Clubhouse. I'll see you at 8:30 a.m. Eastern for our gratitude and affirmations in the Pure Money Legacy. Once again, I love all y'all. Talk with you later. Have a great day.
Just different.
Oh, y'all need to solve.
Yeah. You already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, we gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got it like I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. Said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up, no Revlon. I ain't trying to make you blush, but this a highlight. We send the high vibes, homie, this a high life. We rising far above the game, that's a flyby. But we still connected to the source, that's that Wi-Fi. Reception, now we answer the call. This squad taking questions and we answer them all. We don't wanna see you fall, we wanna see you ball. We all gon' eat with the peeps, we gon' feed them all. Couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. I said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh, no.